What's going on? This is City Wrestling Radio, and this is the B Show, your weekly up-to-date coverage of NXT and, of course, AEW Dynamite. I'm your host. I'm Corey Smith. I'm being joined via Zoom call, chat, monitor, DM, sliding in there, is my weekly co-host of the B Show, the AEW Dynamite expert and
don't call me that, Corey, but yes.
Former New Japan Pro Wrestling expert.
Come on. The G1
you said it
hot
yourself.
and ready. What do you mean, former?
You didn't want to be called the New Japan Pro Wrestling expert, but nonetheless,
I just feel like if I'm ever an expert on anything, that's just an insult to actual experts. I'm just a fan, Corey.
You are
a fan with opinions.
And you are Mr. Michael Vergara. How are you today, sir?
Doing just fine. Fine.
Says that down there.
Nope,
down there.
I'm just going to let you swallow in your own. Okay. No, you got it. You got it.
There we go. I got you now. You're on this side.
Yes, I am on the right side of history.
There you go. I finally figured it out. Oh, well, nonetheless, AEW Dynamite, NXT. We're going to talk about news. Before we get into that, I'm going to tell you like, share, and subscribe because that's what we do. We're a podcast, and we have to tell you to do that in order for us to keep going. We need to be validated. Well, not so much for us.
The road to validation.
We are on the road to validation. That's right. We're getting the road to 100 on YouTube. If you're not subscribed to us on YouTube,
that train going.
Even if you don't use YouTube, just make 10 accounts, hit subscribe, and then there you go. I think
if you're in India right now, just grab like 100 of your friends and make sure those 100 of your friends grab their 100 of their friends and just straight up farm. You know, we're just going to be. I think we believe in transparency in City Wrestling Radio, and absolutely. I am being 100% transparent by saying just farm the followers. Just farm the followers.
Yeah.
FTF farm #FTF.
If you're a prince in Nigeria and you want to send us $1 million too, that'd be cool. But nonetheless, like, share, and subscribe at City Wrestling Radio on Facebook and Instagram, and we are at CWR415.
Yes, we are still on Facebook, amazingly.
You know what? The 55 plus demo for NXT is uses Facebook a lot. You know, they got to communicate with their nephews and their nieces and their grandchildren or their kids or I don't know.
Oh boy, yeah.
Posting social distance food truck. Late night out and about.
In your pirate pop and shop where you got to like, oh, listen, I baked this cookie. Please buy these cookies.
I've done that.
I've known a lot of people who are just doing that now.
Called at Mama Corey's Kitchen. Check us out on Facebook.
Is that really like your mom is doing like a pop?
No, that was me.
Oh,
that was me. I did it a long time.
Are you Mama Corey?
I am Mama Corey. I was going to call it Daddy Corey.
Lifting the veil. Right, I
was going to call it Daddy Corey's, but
it's like a Mrs. Doubtfire moment when you find out that old lady from England is not who she says she is.
But yeah, no, follow us, subscribe because we do weekly shows, and you know we do the retro Sunday night heat review. Me and Jose Oseguera each week on Sunday mornings, and actually this upcoming week we're gonna have a special next Monday, the WWE Draft post show. It'll be kind of like a Raw review. You know, we haven't done a Raw review in a long time. But me and Jose Oseguera, Monday night after Monday Night Raw, are going to run down the full draft, everything that happened in WWE. And even though they'll probably get drafted back a week later to their shows. And
Kevin Owens will probably end up on either show no matter what.
And yes, Kevin Owens will be on both shows along with, I don't know.
He found his missing cat this morning, by the way. That's part of the news.
I think that's the headlining news story. I think Kevin Owens found his cat today.
Chocolate. Used to love chocolate.
Was that his name, Chocolate?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
A good name for a cat.
It's a good name for a cat. I mean,
it's a good name for anything. Shout outs to the people who made chocolate, naming it Chocolate.
Shout outs to the people who were like, let's put some sugar with these, like this little bean right here. You know?
Ted, what do we name this? I don't know. Chocolate.
Chocolate. Sounds good. But
that's how it happened. True story.
And that's how Kevin Owens was like, what am I going to name my cat? Chocolate.
Hey, Ted. No.
But I guess that'll be our headline story. But our following story, let's just get right into the news, shall we?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised there is news, but it happened.
Yeah, things happened, and it It's strange how things are happening, but they keep on doing that. But we keep on with our
Come on, world, stop happening.
stop happening for a day, man. But the curse of the NXT championship continues because Finn Balor announced this morning that he suffered a broken jaw in it was fractured two different places. Ahead of last night's NXT episode, Finn Balor posted an update on Instagram. It was an X-ray of his fractured jaw. That's my jaw. It's not fractured. See, it's perfect.
It's very perfect.
He says, "Oh, it's broken in two places. Still the champion. Full story tonight on NXT." Although I don't think we really got a full story about why he's still champion. Wait, watch
why
it?
he's still champion? I mean, listen, if Drew McIntyre can have a hairline fractured jaw and still be champion and still fucking wrestle matches,
That was one hairline fracture. This is two fractures. I'm just saying, man. Just saying, bro.
I know. You're just asking questions. Just asking questions.
But Balor did retain his title at NXT TakeOver 31 this last weekend against Kyle
Quick thoughts
O'Reilly.
about that. At least that match. Quick thoughts about that match. Did you see it?
It was brutal. It was crazy. And I feel bad for Finn Balor's jaw. I mean, I felt bad for Finn Balor's jaw in the match.
Okay, well, as somebody who actually watched that match, I thought it was. Did you watch the match?
I watched the match.
Okay, I was gonna say it kind of just sounded like you were just like kind of you're faking it until you make it. Okay, no, hey, I believe you now.
Thank you.
I thought that match. I actually saw that takeover, the entire thing. Amazingly enough.
Yeah. Oh,
and
wow.
I know. Sorry. But that Kyle O'Reilly match against Finn Balor, it wouldn't be crazy for me to put that right up there with some of the best matches in the G1 going on so far. I thought that match was outstanding. I thought that was a breakout performance from Kyle O'Reilly. The post-match angle, we could probably get there when we get to the NXT review, but
Kyle O'Reilly's
kind of interesting.
He's kind of like the not the sleeper pick, but like nobody expected for Kyle O'Reilly. For people that didn't watch Kyle O'Reilly before NXT, nobody was really expecting that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And him and Finn Balor put on one hell of a match. And I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. The only thing is Balor's still champion. And I mean, I don't mind that, but
they made it clear. They made that clear, right? Because okay.
It's still the champion.
Well, there you go. Because they can't apparently the prognosis for something like that is about 6 weeks. They can probably fill out some kind of time about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough break for, no pun intended. It's tough for Finn Balor to be injured again in the midst of a possible title reign, even though
I mean,
AEW championship.
Think about also the last couple, like who is supposed to, like I said this a couple weeks ago, who is supposed to be champion right now? Karrion Kross.
Yeah. Yeah. So that title is cursed.
Keith Lee. Well, I mean, Keith Lee had it before that. It was taken off
for a little bit.
It was taken off Adam Cole for some reason. You know what I mean? Just to pop a rating, and then all of a sudden, it's just the curse of the title, man. Karrion Kross is hurt. Now Balor's hurt. I mean, we'll wait to see if he has to relinquish the title, but
I don't know, man. He probably won't. I'm willing to bet that they won't.
And I know we did too many times. So let's continue with some more WWE news. Just real quick, WWE new Performance Center signees. They officially announced the latest group of signees, which is a bunch of Evolve superstars. Brandy Lauren, which we knew for a while that she was
in that hot tub. Paying her dues, being in that hot tub with Damian Priest.
Damian Priest and his leather pants. Kurt Stallion, Anthony Green, Leon Ruff, who we saw wrestle tonight on NXT, Josh Briggs, and referee Jake Clemens. They all signed to the WWE Performance Center contract. So, hey, good on you guys. You're living your. Look at you with that cheap product placement.
They're just happy to be there. Happy to be there, Corey. You don't want to wish. That's hope for the best for them. My opinion of signing into the WWE in the first place, Is neither here nor there, but
I get to hear it.
they're living their dreams. They might be just happy to be there, and we wish they were the best. All I got to
Yeah.
say about that. I don't know
Yeah.
much about these guys.
Leon Ruff, I mean, we've seen him in action a couple times. He looks
He
pretty good.
lost, but
He looked pretty good in the ring
he
tonight.
did the job a couple times. Okay,
Couple,
so yeah,
couple good spots.
I remember.
Brandy Lawrence, I mean, she's a good looking young lady. What can I say about that? You know what I mean? Without sounding too creepy. And everyone else, I don't really know. Oh, I know Brandy Lawrence kind of dating Joey Janela, but maybe not. They're flirting. They did a lot of flirtation, and I know they've been on a couple dates. Hey, at least they hung out a few times. He's been commenting a lot on her Instagram post. I noticed these things.
Are you calling Joey Janela a reply guy? Come on, man.
Well, fuck, is that what it's called? Is that what I'm called? Do I do that?
Dudes who just reply on girls' social medias, just be like, "Hey, you look great," heart emoji.
Oh wow.
Notice me, senpai.
No, notice me, please. That should be an emoji. Just
that, footage, like a screen cap of you doing that. Yeah, that should be an emoticon that we will spam in the chat in the Twitch stream that we are live in right now. Say hello to everybody. Kenta, Corey. We're not live.
no,
Not live.
Well, we should be. I didn't. Now you've dropped the ball. Okay.
Wasn't like the stipulation was that we reach 100, we'll do a live show.
Yeah, or the G1 finals, whichever comes first.
Mm.
Anyways, let's move on. More WWE news. Renee Young is going to be back on WWE branded product.
They made the okay, go ahead. Just read it out. Read out the press release.
So Fox Sports announced that Renee Paquette and Booker T will host a pre-show Friday, October 16th on before SmackDown. The special pre-show will be 30 minutes long. It is actually in celebration of season 2, because we're gonna have seasons on Fox. I think Fox is just like, we need to pop the rating somehow. Like,
we need gimmicks. We need a hook.
Yeah.
That's what Cletus the robot football said that himself.
He'll be back. I mean, I'm sure. Who else is on Fox?
Howie Long, Terry Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw. Yeah, because he has to have that new show where he's like Jerry from Parks and Recreation. Jerry Gergich.
Okay. All right.
That's just
I believe you. It's okay.
That's what I think. So Renee Young, I guess she'll be back before the October 16th episode. So hey, it'd be cool to see her again on TV.
So they made the distinction, like in that WWE press release, it said Renee Paquette, as the WWE universe lovingly knows her as Renee Young, and they make that distinction that she is a Fox employee, and so I think, I mean, by any indication, I would just assume that this would be virtual, like all the other stuff that she's been doing.
I mean, it could be something like, I mean, I don't see it. I'm sure Fox has a better contract than WWE. I'm sure you could tell Fox, hey, coronavirus. They'll be like,
it's real.
Yeah, and Vince would just be like, what are you talking about? Get in the studio. Come on. We got a fan on. The ceiling fan's turned way up.
Your only biggest fan.
So what? Me?
The ceiling fan.
Oh yeah. Hey.
The ceiling fan. I'm just checking my levels now. Okay, go ahead.
Anyways, let's continue. One last piece of WWE news. Eric of the War Raiders, right?
Yep.
I can't remember. Viking Raiders. No, Viking.
Viking Raider. Yeah, as we lovingly remember the segment of the year when they did that carpool karaoke. Viking Raiders. That was made.
Yeah. Oh wow.
That was made 5 years ago.
Viking Raiders. We are. Yes.
I'm never gonna forget that. Okay, when we do our worst of. And there's a lot to complain about in 2020.
2020 is the worst of episodes. It's going to be like 3 times as long. It's going to need.
There are worse things to complain about.
It's going to require. Well, you know what?
Wrestling.
Eric of the Viking Raiders posted Instagram. He says, with a big smile, he posted, today, this is on Tuesday, I had some hardware removed from my cyborg arm. I've been putting off the surgery.
Oh, he's a cyborg now?
No, he's who's the MMA person? It's a cyborg.
Her name is Cyborg. Just her name is Cyborg. I forgot her name.
Basically, he's getting a lot of metal removed from his arm.
Chris Cyborg.
Yeah, as you may know, years ago, Eric did suffer a horrific motorcycle accident. I believe this is, but even I think this is during his Ring of Honor days or before his Ring of Honor days.
He was
But
there,
anyway,
so
so yeah, he had a really bad motorcycle accident, and ever since then he's had metal in his arms. He's getting it removed now because Ivar has been out on injury. He's going to be out for like 9 months. So I mean,
that's kind of the thing. That's one of the
dude,
reasons
what?
why Vince McMahon is so gun shy about pushing tag teams. You lose one, you lose two.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but tag teams, I mean, it's a staple. It's a staple of wrestling, you know? I think tag teams invented in San Francisco, California. You know what I mean? A tag team wrestling match where two
Tell me
men on
about it.
I don't know the exact history, the exact match. I think it was like Joe Bob and Cletus versus, yes, Cletus the robot versus, I don't know, Ivory Storm and Michelin Joe.
Riveting.
These were original names. But you know what's more riveting than that is the New Japan Pro Wrestling Tag Team League and the Best of the Super Juniors.
Oh wow, the one tournament that's going on in New Japan this year.
No, New Japan loves tournaments. They do tournaments all the time, Michael. Come on, you were the former expert. You should know this. Anyways, I'm kidding, by the way. New Japan Pro Wrestling announced that the both Best of the Super Juniors 27 and the 2020 World Tag League will be taking place concordantly. That's the word I'm looking for, right? Concurrently
I would
with each other. They're running with each other. They're going to start on November 15th, both kicking off the same night. And then every other night will be a different show. So one night will be Best of the Super Juniors. The next night will be the World Tag League, which will culminate at the Budokan Hall in December 11th, 2020. And we'll have the finals of both nights on the same night. So, or both tournaments on the same night.
Cool. So you are not willing to run down, and not run down, but at least pour at least a little bit of thoughts on the G1 climax, because I really do think this is like the most significant thing going on in wrestling now. Like, is there anything that kind of just stood out to you so far as we're about 11 events deep into this?
Well, I mean, I see where the A block's kind of going now. The A block, I mean, a lot of the shows has been really good. It was at this last night, night 6
Yeah.
I heard was really good. I haven't seen it yet. I'll be quite honest about that. But I'm starting to see how it's starting to scale up. 4 people are in the lead in the A block.
I have the standings if you want.
Oh yeah, no,
want to see
I have the points right here for the A block.
Okay.
Just for a quick rundown, the 4 people in the lead are Okada, Will Ospreay, Jay White, and Kota Ibushi. So with falling behind with 6 points each, Minoru Suzuki, Shingo Takagi, Ishii, and then 4 points Jeff Cobb, and then Yujiro Takahashi with 0
Yeah.
points.
Jeff Cobb, not high up on the points, but I will say this: he had a match with Jay White on one of the shows where I came off thinking, man, this is a match. This is a Jeff Cobb match that I've always wanted to happen, but I never watch.
Yeah.
It is a fully realized fantasy of what I think a Jeff Cobb match should be, and I really liked that match between him and Jay White, and I think Jay White is. I think he's having quite a G1 as well.
Having a really I think he's having
the J1 mantra. I'm a big fan of.
J1.
Will Ospreay. He's Will Ospreay. He's incapable of having a bad match. I really liked his a good match of his. His match did his match against Shingo Takagi happen? Yes, it did happen.
It wasn't
that
their
match
best
was incredible.
match,
I actually thought
it was good.
yeah, it wasn't as good as it's a level beneath the Super Juniors final, but I thought that was excellent. I didn't watch. I wasn't able to watch like last night's or technically today's show. But I did watch. I didn't watch all of that of today's show, but I did watch Shingo Takagi versus Kota Ibushi, and let me tell you, man, that might be the match of the tournament so far. But as far as like MVPs are concerned, I think
Well, I think it.
Tomohiro Ishii, like that guy, he is just proven. It's almost automatic to this guy. You put him in the G1, you're given constant quality.
But that's every year. You
Yeah,
expect that
yeah,
energy. Like MVP, like you can't. I honestly think Jay White has like outperforming himself this year.
yeah. No, who like
He looks shredded. Like he looks really good, and he's having great matches in the ring. Even though the minor interference stuff here and there,
that's kind of kept to like a lead.
it's minor with him.
It's getting kind of minor.
It's
What
not
is
like evil. It's not
what?
like the evil
Yeah.
matches.
What is your opinion on the story that they're kind of telling about Okada? Him trying to get
I watch
this.
in Japanese. I don't know what is this.
No, the first of all, the English commentaries they get put out. Like I watched the English commentary once because it's like a little bit after the fact. In fact, that's how I mostly just catch up. The story of Okada trying to get this money clip submission maneuver over,
Oh,
and it's
Cobra Clutch.
yeah, it's this terrible looking Cobra Clutch, and I think the story is he wants to be a little bit more than the Rainmaker. He wants to be a more versatile. He doesn't want to be dependent on that move. What is your opinion on that story?
I mean,
Somehow
I mean that the Cobra Clutch thing, I don't know. It doesn't really do much for me, the move
Yeah.
itself, nor the storyline. Like I don't get it.
I mean,
Like
I kind of do appreciate it. Like Okada, he wants to prove himself as like a little bit more one-dimensional than just move, even though really the move it's what got you to the dance.
I mean, he's tied for fourth place.
He's tied for first place.
I mean,
He's
with
he's technically number 4, but then he has a loss to Ibushi and Jay White. So no. Yeah, he has a loss to Ibushi and Jay White. So it's not really favoring him in a tiebreaker situation.
Mm-hmm. And let's what do you think about the B block? B block
Yoshihashi, my god, this man is working his fucking ass off. His match against Evil,
the ever so exhausted looking Yoshihashi.
Because he's working his fucking ass off.
Yeah,
And so his match against Evil I thought was amazing. His match against Hiroshi Tanahashi I thought was nothing short of spectacular considering what it is on paper. Hiroshi Tanahashi, like I said this in the opening night podcast, like that guy is, you could tell like this quarantine did him a bill of goods because he worked the fuck out for this one. Yeah. And we'll get there with Hiroshi Tanahashi later on the show. But yeah, Kenta, he's pretty good. Zack Sabre Jr. He's not a headline, like he's not the story of it all. I personally think. Do you think Naito? Him and Juice Robinson are 4-1. What do you think of that so far?
Naito and Juice Robinson.
Tetsuya Naito and Juice Robinson are tied. They're the only ones. Like they're
trying to get over this Blues Brother character, I guess. I don't know.
Hey man, if it impressed Tony Storm,
are they dating? Was he in Cancun?
Probably.
Did he go to Cancun recently?
Probably.
I don't know. But anyways, no. I mean, what do you think of Jay White's new look and everything?
I mean, is it any different? I don't think it's that different.
You don't think Jay White or not Jay White? Sorry, not Jay White.
Sonata?
Juice.
Juice? Oh, I think it looks terrible, but it's Juice, so it's kind of on brand. Like he has like those that wife beater, like he just looks like Billy Kid, like he just looks like a knockoff Billy Kidman WCW 2001. It's like
okay.
I'm not into it at all, man.
This is pulling up. Well, I was trying to stall. Good job, by the way. Thank you. Let's see. The final B block and official, like final, not the final nights, but the actual night of the last 2 nights of the tournament. I have the cards right here. Do you want to hear this?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. So the final night of the actual tournament, where people are still competing to go to the final of their block, we have Will Ospreay versus Jeff Cobb, Kota Ibushi versus Yujiro Takahashi. So easy one for Kota, or Yujiro can pull out his first win.
Oh, that'd be great.
Shingo versus Taichi, which will be good. Jay White versus Minoru Suzuki, which is going to be a hard one. And Okada versus Ishii.
Ooh.
So we'll see if he can put the money clip submission on
Flip that.
Ishii. And the B block night, we have Yoshihashi versus Kenta, Juice Robinson versus ZSJ, Toru Yano versus Tetsuya Naito, Haruki Goto versus Evil, and Tanahashi versus Sonata.
You know, like I was always kind of just like of the mindset that the A block would just kind of go above the B block would go above expectations, and for the most part, it kind of did. But the A block, man, talk about stacked shows constantly. It is very clear that those shows are gonna be the better ones. I still need to watch. I'm honestly kind of caught up. Like I did watched nothing but these shows for the past.
Yeah,
I mean, between like this weekend, between the like last weekend and right now, it has consumed me, Corey.
Okay.
And I still had to do the Dynamite, which I still like. Which I like, you know.
You like the Dynamite? Well, let's get right into it then. Let's talk some Dynamite.
All right, Dynamite in Daly's place.
You like Dynamite?
Yeah, Dynamite. You know the place, Daly's place, October 7th, 2020. We are here to celebrate 30 years of Chris Jericho. We start off with a video of people just commemorating Jericho's career from the AEW locker room. They run down
all of Tony Khan's cameo that he paid for. He bought Slash. He bought.
Well, no, not at this point of the show. It was just the AEW locker room. Like you got Jungle Boy, you got Proud and Powerful, you got Sammy G. Just like yeah, no, I take a lot from Chris Jericho. I think he's just fine. They run down all AEW career highlights to his Mimosa match, the announcement of his signing at the Pep Rally, and then we go straight on to the show. We have JR, Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone. Why did I out on that beautiful man? I was too busy.
And we got Ricky Staggs over here.
And so yeah, we have Ricky Starks, which JR quote unquote accidentally calls him Ricky Skaggs. And him and Taz are on commentary for Will Hobbs versus Brian Cage for the FTW World Championship. Big E would say, big meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah.
They exchange shoulders and forearms and elbows. Excalibur tells the backstory of this is a pretty sad one too. Tells the backstory of Will Hobbs and his brother having dreams of a wrestler manager combo, but his brother died due to gunfire as he was shielding Hobbs. That's real heavy stuff, man.
It's a sad story. It's what got Will Hobbs into wrestling.
Cage does a fallaway slam and standing moonsault press to Hobbs. Very impressive looking. Cage does a pump handle face slam. Pump handle face first slam to Hobbs.
Yeah.
He follows it with an F5 for Hobbs to kick out. Hobbs sells a German suplex and does one of his own. Ishii match. They clothesline each other, strike exchange, and then a last will and testament from Hobbs, but Cage kicks out. Hobbs
like the name of that move.
Last will and I mean, your name is Will. You're just going to have a bunch of fucking puns.
Don't like it.
No, it's good. I like it too. Hobbs gets frustrated from the kick out and goes to the top and misses a rock splash. Drill claw, FTR title. I mean, FTR? FTW world title retained. The drill claw move.
Yes.
I thought this was a pretty decent Haas match. I wasn't particularly blown away from it, but as far as openers is concerned, like you could do way worse between fucking Braun Strowman and Keith Lee and just have a count out for 1 minute in. But yeah, what'd you think of the match?
I mean, it was good. It was a big Haas fight. A lot of, like you said, and Brian Cage and yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Do you see anybody taking that title away from Brian Cage, or you think that that's just gonna be just his title from now on?
I mean, for a minute, it's not one of those titles that's recognized. So is the FTW title going to be one of those titles that's going to get circulated?
It's never acknowledged properly. That's,
Yeah, so I don't see it leaving a feud between Taz and his guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe one day he loses it and then Ricky starts.
It's a character gimmick for them, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
post-match, Taz gets on the mic, Ricky gets on the ring. Taz gives Hobbs his props and gives him option A to be part of Team Taz, or option B that he says no, so Starks and Cage could beat his ass. Before he can answer, which we never got a definitive answer, Darby Allin comes out as Taz calls him a rotten punk, and they just start being separated by the two. And you got Darby Allin on your show, and I guess that's a win-win.
Darby Allin looks like he was dressed to go like to the Hot Topic prom there, wasn't he?
He is Hot Topic. If Hot Topic was a person, it's Darby Allin.
You're right. You're right. Okay.
Yeah. That's again, Will Hobbs did not definitively give an answer, and I was honestly anticipating Will Hobbs to just fucking beat down Darby Allin. You know, it's
just like Darby, like, let me make my own decisions.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Next, we got a video. You have Slash, Dennis Miller, his own dad, Ted Irvine, and you got Bully Ray chugging the bubbly, and you also have a shout out to the ace himself, Hiroshi Tanahashi, right behind him, the fucking New Japan logo. Bring in the speculation door. Open up the speculation doors. Is the door open? Harold May out of there. And then as soon as he's out of there, he left the door open, and you see Tanahashi and his fucking New Japan logo just saying, "Hey, congratulations, Chris Jericho. What did you make of this?"
Well, once I saw that, and then how many other times did they mention New Japan on the show?
At least 2 more times with Moxley and Archer.
Moxley and Archer, and then I think the Bucks mentioned it at one point.
Sure, why not?
Or at least they mentioned in Japan, you know?
Yeah.
So
but then they brought up New Japan by name. They cited, like, they had these photos and it said courtesy of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
What, Michael? They say IWGP title on WWE. That doesn't mean necessarily we're gonna have a working relationship between New Japan and WWE.
It's not exactly. I'm not exactly saying a working relationship. It's just more of just like the doors open. They can just look inside the house. They're not exactly entering the house. You know, Harold May.
Sounds very creepy. By the way.
He's given the boot, but then he has to put the door stopper to prevent the door from closing, just so Jericho can just have a celebration, and you can have Hiroshi Tanahashi. Hey guys, that looks pretty fun.
I think we might be thinking too much into this. What I think is really happening is that Chris Jericho has spent most of his career in WWE. They were not allowed to use any footage or mention anything of his WWE career. So what they're going to do is take everything they can from past and present of Chris Jericho, and that's not WWE. You know what I mean? Yeah, clean your pop filter, okay? That's why it stinks. I don't know. You just made that look. But that's what I think is going on. I think they just need stuff past and present that's not WWE. So
hey, listen, they got Hiroshi Tanahashi to put a shout out again.
That's probably like the one cameo I would buy.
Hiroshi Tanahashi.
If Hiroshi Tanahashi was on Cameo,
but do you want him to speak Japanese or do you want him to speak English?
Oh, Japanese. Just let you do you.
No, Tanahashi. I want him to. I mean, I'm sure he's a fine English speaker, not as good as Nakamura, but I want him to speak English to my Cameo, just to see him try.
Yeah. Wow.
It's my money, dude. Son of a bitch.
My money. You try to speak English, damn it.
Go Ace. Go Ace.
Yeah, go Ace. Until we see Minoru Suzuki come down to the ring to challenge for that TNT title, I'm not completely sold on it yet. So we'll see. I want to see it, but we'll see.
Well, literally the next video segment, you got Lance Archer doing a video promo, bringing up the Tokyo Dome match against Moxley.
Floodgates are open. It's done. Let's New Japan and they have a working relationship. I'm convinced.
All I wrote down is that Lance Archer says he'll have a hell of a time.
And then Jake
Roberts and I are hell of a time. Yeah. Spider-Man. DH2 versus FTR. Brush of greatness. You have a shot of one of the things you see. You got a shot, and it's our thumbnail. You got a shot of Matt Jackson with his back turned to the television as he's watching as he's just watching it just all diligently. You know, definitely a shot at.
I watch TV.
It looked like two things. It looked like it was a shot at WWE trying to, with the way they watch wrestling matches in the back. Also, it just kind of looked like he was just in position to give the television a super kick, which I kind of wish him and Nick ended up doing, but didn't. Nick Jackson's back also. Interesting.
Yes, he is. After a few weeks, huh?
Who knows, man?
What happened to him? No, I don't know.
Tony Schiavone on commentary, he seems fine talking about the Bucks despite kicking his head off. Like, he said he doesn't hold grudges, and I'm like, motherfucker, you could have gotten a broken jaw. You could have been Finn Balor at this point.
Tony was so bad at this segment because they're like, yeah, the fines aren't doing anything, Tony. No, they're
They're really
not.
not. My jaw still hurts.
Well, what they should take them off TV. They should suspend them, right?
But then don't you
Yeah,
think? But then
that's
also,
what they should do.
don't
Like,
you think the wrestling stickler in you like it kind of itched the wrestling stickler in me as well, where it that guy, you put over the Bucks having like the best super kick in the business, and yet you have Tony Schiavone like more or less no selling that kick. Like this
at
should be
least don't wear the earring and be like, I'm still looking for my earring.
like this should like shouldn't this be like shouldn't they be selling this like as an absolute devastating attack from
Definitely.
the Young Bucks? Like they
Oh, I
have,
see. Yeah,
they are
definitely.
masters of the super kick. Yet, I mean, maybe they're just so good at controlling the ferocity of their super kick that they just gave Tony Schiavone just a light one. They just know like they don't want to kill him, so maybe that can also put that in the angle. I don't know. I'm kind of just thinking about it too much because I like thinking about Tony
You
Schiavone.
think about kicking Tony Schiavone way too much.
Hey, I tried capturing the perfect moment in that thumbnail last week. Tony Schiavone getting kicked. I had to watch that a bunch of times. Anyway, yeah, TH2, the Hybrid 2 versus FTR, Brush of Greatness. You got TH2 flying around. You got Tully fucking around, grounding Jack Evans, fucking with his knee. Dragon screw to Evans. JR references Tanahashi. That's another reference because the Dragon screws. Tanahashi.
My God, it's Tanahashi.
He asks, yeah. Hot tag on Helico, and as it has a unique flurry of offense, he kind of reminds me of he kind of reminds me of ZSJ when he did a bunch of like these weird like maneuvers with his legs, cranking. No, he did this bunch of stuff with his
He did
legs,
his
and
weird stuff with his legs, and
no, and he cranks
made me feel weird about
people's
my life.
necks with those said legs. Like he eventually
Yeah.
gets a hold of both FTR members. Excalibur compares him to a Mexican lucha submission wrestler. Foot stomp backdrop combination to cash, followed by an assisted 450 for another kick out. More shots of the Bucks watching. Evans horribly misses a Phoenix splash. Like his foot almost like brushes it brushes on Harwood's face, and that could have been a disaster. Powerplex to Evans, titles retained. Crushed. I thought this was another great match for FTR. Just firmly planting them as like the best, like your tag champions. They really need like any momentum they could possibly get from having just these good ass matches and like good ass tag matches. They got a division for this, and so I thought TH2 this was probably their best AEW match to date.
It was good. It was good.
It was fantastic. And yeah, am I okay? So we get a shot of the Bucks. They super kick a cameraman for everyone to see, and then they just throw money at him. That's the thing that they.
Well, you know what was good about that is that they acknowledged the cameraman in the room.
Yeah, no invisible camera.
Exactly. There's no like
He's no like Matt Jackson. He just goes to the camera. It's like, wait a minute, is he spying on us? Is he spying on us? Straight up. And then from that we get a transition to a picture of FTR in hot dog suits. Chuck Taylor or Trent just using Photoshop, using that Creative Cloud account to good use. Best friends.
Like they were just like, you know what? We can probably make a good $500 off this. Like, let's do it.
Probably can. Yeah. Best friends come out with shirts of said hot dog joke, calling them weenies as they have been for weeks. Trent calls them weenies. Chuck says it's not a joke, but no, Chuck says that it's not a joke, that they are the number one contenders, and said the title match is at the anniversary show next week. They brawl. FTR retreat without their belts. Best friends briefly celebrate with the belts before giving them back, and they give the people what they want. But Excalibur misses the cue when they do the camera zoom out. I can tell Excalibur just hated himself doing it. Not doing the line.
Well, you know, one thing too, I think that you forgot to mention is that it's not a Brush of Greatness match. So it's going to be 60-minute time limit.
It's a match ass match.
I believe there's still a tag rope involved because I think
it's in their contract. That's ironclad in their contracts.
So ironclad, like with iron.
It's an actual iron.
Yes, ironed in there.
Okay, MJF video promo. He recalls being slightly inebriated talking to Jericho at the party of Double or Nothing, assuming the first one. And he says he may or may not be at the celebration tonight. Jack, Gene Simmons, Don Callis, Lars Ulrich, and DDP all give props to Jericho. Okay, do you ever watch that show, Tim and Eric? Awesome show, great job.
No.
Okay, season 3, the first episode is a season 3. This is what this whole entire fucking like old dudes just giving props to Jericho reminded. They do this one. It's one of this bit where they celebrate 100 years of Jackie Chan. It's it's just they do a bunch of Jackie Chan jokes of him, and what they do is that they just go like around the street and they make a bunch of these old dudes in the street, just make them like say their most fondest memories about Jackie Chan, but then to make sure that they're celebrating 100 years of Jackie Chan.
That's
and
funny.
that's exactly what I was reminded of when
It's funny too, because like
guys.
I heard Lars's voice. I'm like, that's Lars Ulrich, and I went over and I looked. I'm like, yeah, there he is.
30 years, 30 years, 30 fucking
It,
years.
it just, I remember what he did. He took my Napster away.
Yeah.
He took my Napster away. God darn it.
And look where it is now.
Yeah. I'm Spotify now. So.
Yeah. Hey, we're on Spotify, by the way.
Yeah, check us out on Spotify.
Cody.
Spotify.
Oh, main eventing the or kind of main eventing. I don't know. Top of the hour. Cody versus Mr. Brody Lee dog collar match for the TNT Championship. Main eventing hour 1. I thought that was very interesting, but
well, think about it. The debate. They're gonna lose a lot of it, especially AEW loses way more viewers during a debate.
Hey, by the way, speaking of the debate, I voted. I got the mail-in ballot immediately.
I got my sticker somewhere.
Immediately, just drop that ballot in. Fucking going down.
They're messing with the mail. They're messing with the mail. Okay.
I mean, it's California, so.
Yeah. I said the same thing. I was like, yeah, if my vote didn't get counted, I'm sure California. And I was like, if somehow, anyways, I don't want to talk about politics.
Go out and vote, people. It's
yeah,
it's your civic duty. If you don't like them,
if we don't agree on who you vote for, just go fucking vote. At least that's one thing that should change in America is the turnout percentage for elections.
You don't like them in there, vote them out, as Willie Nelson would say. Anyway, Cody versus Mr. Brody Lee dog collar match for the TNT Championship. I said this before. I'll say this: the dark hair better suits that tattoo of his a little bit. It makes it stand out less. I'm not saying it's good, but it's better.
Oh, that's what I'll do for 100 subscribers. I'll get one of those.
You'll get it. Oh, okay. I was gonna say you're gonna actually get one of those tattoos.
Oh, no,
Cody, he's retweeting people who actually got that tattoo, and I mean, yeah, you kind of have. If I'm Cody, you kind of have to at that point.
Cody's like, oh god damn it.
Oh Jesus.
What did I start?
What a nightmare! What an American nightmare this has been. Anyway, you got a video package with Arn saying Cody didn't think the match through. That little bit of that video, I thought Arn just fucking great. He did not think this through. He might have to have a career opposite. I'm totally blowing it. I'm not giving it the but
Yeah.
Cody enters with Brandy and Arn. You got the monks. You got the celebration. You got Cody. Tony says Cody has 8 title defenses. These 2. Anna Jay and John Silver with the dog collar enter with Lee. You have Dr. Michael Sampson in a fit of like, oh, good. Let the people know who was partly responsible for the party debacle. He even has his own nameplate. Right?
Yeah.
You got Greg the Hammer Valentine, who they acknowledge his dog collar match against Roddy Piper. He's just sitting there, just bored. Like they do more shots of him. He's just like, yep, watching a wrestling show. They start with a tug of war. Cody gets whipped onto John Silver and gets the boot to the face from Lee. Silver somehow is the first to bleed between the two. Cody goes to the top for a springboard cutter, but Lee just yanks him off the top. Yep.
There's a lot of above the eyebrow contusions.
There was a lot of bleeding. I don't think these were actual cuts. I think these were just special spreaders that you put on your face that make it look like there's a lot of blood. You don't see a cut. Like you just see liquid.
Yeah.
Which, hey, honestly, it conveyed the same reaction, dude. Even though I kind of thought,
Well, we all knew Cody was gonna bleed.
Of course, it's a fucking dog collar match.
Get juiced. Everyone got juiced.
Cody goes to the top for a springboard cutter, but Lee just yanks him off the top. Hammer just stares. Oh, Greg the Hammer Valentine. Yeah, he just stares a lot more. Lee instructs Silver to sit on a chair for Cody to drop kick him. At this point, I just thought Silver was just the only reason Silver was there, just to get his ass kicked, of course. DDT to Cody right on this chain. NHA helps out John Silver to the back. Cody gets cut. Cody slips under Lee and yanks the chain onto his nuts. Gets a Russian leg sweep. Lee yanks Cody onto the barricade right to his midsection. Lee sets up a table. They brawl on the apron. Cody then does a cutter to the outside. They tease the table spot during picture-in-picture until Cody does a package pile driver onto the table as Keytruda tells me about their line of products. They did the table spot during a picture-in-picture.
That was an interesting spot to do
It's
it.
a very interesting thought. I mean, they want people to look at the picture in picture, I guess. Like, oh, I'm the one person that's looking at the picture in picture. That's for me.
Don't you think the advertisers have something to say about that? Like, you're taking.
Hey, listen, I knew what the fuck the commercial was on when that spot happened. That's not just me taking notes.
Yeah.
Lee is slammed and whipped on the chains as he dons his crimson mask. It's his turn to bleed. Cody's just being really aggressive here. Cody wraps the chains around the ring post and goes for some contraption to choke Lee, but sort of fails. Cody is yanked onto a boss man slam for a 2 count. Lee almost fucking kills Arn, throwing the chair. That part where Lee just gets a steel chair? He almost decapitates Arn Anderson with this shit.
He's like Ken Shamrock fucking throwing a chair at Mankind's head at fucking Sunday Night Heat 98. Just
Check it.
No regard. Check it out.
Alex Reynolds comes in just to get a spine buster from Arn, but is hit by Lee. Chain corner punches to Lee from Cody, and then he wraps the chains around Lee. But let's go. Moonsault off the top to Lee, crossroads to Lee, but he kicks out at 1. Cody tries for a vertebreaker, but gets a super kick and powerbomb from Lee, 2 count. They both yank each other onto the ring post outside. Superplex from Lee. They both pass out from it. Release dragon suplex from Lee. Cody does a final cut and then wraps the chains. This was an amazing visual. He like wraps the chains all around Lee's face. It goes like around his nose, his eyes, his mouth. And then he smashes him with elbows like a bunch of times, and then he sets him up for the crossroads pin win. Cody gains back ENT championship.
He's the first 2-time
champion in AEW.
AT&T, yeah.
Yeah.
He did tweet out, "Much respect to Mr. Brody Lee."
Good on you, Cody. I thought this was a war. I really like this match. I'm calling this the match of the night. I thought it was definitely everything that it warranted. The dog call, everything, the booking of that match definitely warranted its stipulation. I thought the gimmick, a lot of creativity was involved in it. There was a lot of creativity in it. Brody Lee, they made, as much as like people want to say that the wrong person won, definitely have that debate. I thought he still in defeat. I still think he looked really great in defeat. And Cody, we'll see where. Oh my
God,
post-match we see what it comes from here. Yep, you were clearly paying attention to me. Yep.
No, I wasn't. Sorry, I was reading this fucking press release by Hangman Page.
Oh yeah, no, I was about to do the entire thing in the notes of our show. What did you think of the Cody Rhodes match, Corey?
It was good. I mean, it was a dog collar match, so I mean, it was super brutal.
You don't like that?
No, nothing wrong with it. I just, going into it, I just expected what it was going to be, and it was. Like, it was exciting to watch it, but at the end of the day, I was like, okay, he won. Let's move on now. Because it's just the whole Brody Lee thing. I don't know. I feel like they could have went a little further with him as champion.
Okay. Yeah, you thought he dropped it a bit. He dropped the title a bit too early. You think the wrong person won?
Well, Brody Lee, I think, was only champion because of Cody going to do some television show.
Seems like it. Honestly, he got the title back, so he's just back, like, and he got the title back.
He's like, oh.
They did 1 week build on that. Yeah. Dark Order tends to Lee as the Nightmare Family celebrates with Cody.
Did you notice Cody's colored pants? Very black and purple.
He literally cuts a promo saying this my black hair implies that I'm turning heel, but I'm going with the audience. Go fuck yourself, Corey Smith of San Francisco. I'm not joining the Dark Order. I'm with the fans, and I'm turning face. I'm going to be TNT Championship. I think I did a little bit of editorializing on the whole Corey Smith.
But what happens after this?
What happens after this is that he says he'll stick to the path of the fans and that he'll defend his TNT Championship. Then Tony asks, who are you going to defend it against? Ooh. And then Cody doesn't know. You ever seen the movie Euro Trip?
Yes, I know that song.
Corey doesn't know. And then Orange Cassidy comes out with his thumbs up. Oh, I'm thinking about Matt Damon.
You had
Now.
a sore
Yeah.
spot right there.
Orange Cassidy comes out with his thumbs up, the way that he does the thumbs up. And what are you doing? What are you looking at?
I was looking for my Orange Cassidy glasses, but I can't reach for them. So
Wing and a miss, Corey. Yeah, he comes out. Cody puts his thumbs up as well, and there you have it. Cody versus Orange Cassidy next week.
okay,
Another match that Orange Cassidy will probably be losing.
so then Orange Cassidy just loses another match.
Yeah, I know. I question the booking of the match as well.
Hold on. And Cody's gonna just win another match clean, or is Cody legit? I'm not gonna sit here and push the whole him being the leader of the Dark Order thing because it's obviously not gonna happen. But him turning somewhat heelish with Arn telling him like things like he's going into this match. He sounds like JR in my impersonation, but like, just him kind of not talking trash on Cody, but him not fully approving of Cody going to this match, yet Cody's still winning. So Cody's going to build more arrogance. And I mean, we talked about the exhaustion of Cody Rhodes before. After this match, next week, he's just going to have a clean win over Orange Cassidy, somebody who should be pushed probably a little bit harder than he is. He looks good and he's way over, but like, I don't know, you could put some gold on the guy, being the champion of the whole network would be a good thing. Not a world title, but TV title.
Definitely. I think this is just a match that you just put on paper just to make it like just to stack the card, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Without really kind of thinking it through.
Yep.
But listen, I mean,
unless
look. Orange Cassidy losing against Cody. Cody is one of your biggest investments, the biggest investments. He's executive vice president, for fuck's sake. It doesn't make Orange Cassidy bad. It just makes him a step below Cody.
Well, what if Cody loses?
Cody fucking loses. Orange Cassidy is your goddamn winner. Then what are you gonna do? I'll be curious. And isn't that kind of the hook either way, that you're curious of what they're gonna do next with this match? Brody Lee could just go out and just fuck around and just make a non-finish. Like you can definitely do that. And I feel like if you make that you're gonna set that precedent of making a non-finish. Like Orange Cassidy, what do you think? What do you think your chances of Cody next week? Well, thanks a lot. Thank you, Orange Cassidy. We are here to validate your parking.
It was me, Michael. It was me all along.
Well, that is a bummer. Oh, great. It's Corey.
Yeah, I thought I was co-hosting a show with fucking Orange Cassidy. Damn it.
Wardlow, Colt Cabana, and Hangman Page are your 3 newly announced participants for the AEW World Title. Do you want to read the press release?
Oh wow,
it's kind of long.
It is. Basically, he has dictated reasons for entering this tournament. It goes as followed. The tournament can provide Hangman Adam Page with his first opportunity to challenge for the AEW World. Wait, what?
What?
Didn't he have Didn't he face Chris Jericho for the title?
Okay, let me read this again. After deep contemplation, after half bottle of Scotch bourbon whiskey and chucking a dozen watermelons at a red oak at the back of a pickup, Hangman Adam Page has decided to enter the single elimination tournament to decide a number 1 contender for the All Elite Wrestling World Championship. Hangman Adam Page has dictated his reasons as entering as follows. I'm only going to read one of these. It's on his Twitter. The tournament could provide Hangman Adam Page with his first opportunity to challenge since his catastrophic and embarrassing loss to Chris Jericho.
I do that. I react too early.
Okay, I'm not going to read all of this. I think it's hilarious.
Well, let me do this one though. As a child, Hangman Adam Page,
unintelligible. The voicemail devolved into a slurred monologue with the occasional yell, followed by 2 minutes of silence. Hangman guy, he knows his comedy, and I feel like that's it. He's great. Anyway, Hangman Adam Page, he's in your tournament. Alex Marvez.
He has a whole list of things he's going to do to get ready.
It's on his Twitter. Listener, you follow Adam Page. Go and read that.
Or you can just follow us at CWR415 on Twitter, and I just retweeted it. So there you go.
55 minutes. Alex Marvez asks Kenny Omega about his singles return. He calls Hangman a tag team wrestler, but this is the one where he stakes his claim to be the number 1 contender for the AEW Championship, which will be decided at Full Gear. So yeah, a bit of a correction. the number one contender match will happen at Full Gear. The title match will not happen. The winner of the tournament will not face hit person at Full Gear.
No.
I think because I said something.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Kenny says he's going to be the man destined to be champion, Hangman or not. Yeah, that's all the Kenny Omega you get this week. Big Swole versus Serena Deeb. That's all the women that you're going to get this week, too. Deeb gets wrist control. She lands a real nice looking clothesline on Swole. Swole hurts her knee off Dragon Screw. It's mostly Deeb at this point with Swole selling. Swole does a headbutt to Deeb's heart, chest area. Deeb keeps bouncing off Swole strikes from the rope until Deeb eats the elbow for the pin and the win. I thought Serena Deeb looked fantastic in this match. From the amount of time that they gave her, like she can be a real. What can I say? She's kind of like Natalya. Kind of reminds me like if we're doing a WWE comparison, she's the veteran.
Yeah.
No, she's the veteran that will get it done and get whatever they need to get across. She's that. Which you kind of need that. You know, you lose.
Former Straight Edge Society member, Serena Deeb.
Professional being bald.
She was bald, yes.
Then next up, we got a Moxley Western promo, and he's in a bar, and I'm just like, really? You're in a bar? These times? 2020? He says someone is eventually going to take him out, and it could be Archer. He references the Dome match, and then he says might be
doors open.
And then he says the chicken might come home to roost. He flips a coin and says who wins at October 14th. Who wins at October 14th? Maybe him or maybe Moxley. And then he goes on to say, Archer, you know the saying. He takes a shot and he says, everybody dies. That's it for Moxley in our show.
You just have a shot waiting for you for that spot.
Yeah, I did.
I love it.
I poured it when you sent me that Zoom call.
Cool.
Oh, that felt like shit. Chaos Project, our main event, Chaos Project, Luther and Serpentico versus Chris Jericho and Jake Hager.
First off, the video going into this was really, really good. The one that was online the whole week before.
Yeah, Jericho for like the minute and a half makes Luther, Dr. Luther. He says like he was having matches against Atsushi Onita at Korakuen Hall, a mecca of Japanese wrestling. That's not so much a New Japan reference as much as a Japan reference. Well, we're not going to count that in the books.
By the way, I just noticed the dates wrong on the.
Oh, fuck me.
Anyways, let's continue. Sorry. Yeah, so basically Luther, I just threw you off. Luther is being built up all week, you know, having Matt saying he kind of started around the same time I did, even though he was a bigger deal than I was in Japan, you know, on the indie scene. He goes, I want this win against Luther for me because I need to be Luther. And I was like, okay. I mean, you built it up. But if you told me this like even half a year ago, I would have been, you know, like, oh, Luther versus Chris Jarrett in his 30th anniversary. Okay, sure. Why not? So for it to happen and to see them come full circle now is great. So there we go. We just traveled to the future. Anyway,
I'm looking for my notes as I edit that.
Well, we're starting the match. Luther.
Yes, Luther. Delayed verticals. Serpentico and Jericho starts things off. Luther gets a tag, gets a high kick. They mostly work and build heat on Jericho. He gets ass kicked in this match. Actually, a delayed vertical suplex from Jericho. Luther lifts Serpentico to the inner circle members, and then front flip senton in front of everybody to the outside. He drives Jericho's face to the canvas from the top. Luther dodges the Judas effect and does a German suplex. Diving Meteora to Jericho. A diving Meteora off like an electric chair. It was an electric chair Meteora. Jericho, he could be taking that spot at this point at his age, 30 years.
Hey,
Luther drives Floyd. Then Luther, he then gets Floyd the Bat onto Jericho's stomach as Aubrey is distracted. Sammy Guevara distracts Aubrey again, and then Luther eats a Judas effect for the pin and win. This was a match. They just wanted to have Jericho main event a match against a guy that he has a bunch of respect for. He obviously has a bunch of respect for Luther, and he just wants to give. It was more just like kind of like he makes that promo about like, oh, Luther did not sign AEW out of a favor, but I can totally see him main eventing this Dynamite out of a favor, Chris Jericho, which is fine. Like
Yeah.
it's it's a
I think
celebration.
this is going to be the highlight of Luther in AEW, though. Like, I'm not trying to say he's horrible. I don't see him being pushed to what, tag titles? No. You think him and Serpentico are going to be FTR? I don't
I
think
don't
so.
know. No.
We'll see.
Yeah, this was mad. So Jericho's about to do a post-match speech, but then MJF comes out with Wardlow and some giant wrapped up object.
A
Actually, it was
moving object.
Wardlow is just carrying this object, and like you don't know that it's a person until he just fucking puts it into the ring. I thought that just looked fucking hilarious because I didn't know it was a person until it reached the ring.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was watching, I thought the guy was walking in the ring, or the thing was walking in the ring.
So MJF is out. He's for the celebration Corazon de Leon of Le Champion. Great fucking line, MJF.
Oh, the Lionheart, yeah.
And then he reveals that it's his returnee that I forgot his name, dressed as a clown holding another gift. So it's a gift within a gift. It's like a Russian doll. And he invites MJF invites Chris Jericho for a career-defining announcement next week. So again, much as he insists that it's not about him, it's kind of about him.
Was this a play off of This Is Your Rock, This Is Your Life?
I guess. I don't know. The gift is revealed, and it's a picture of MJF just flexing his muscles. So Jericho, he looks at it lovingly a little bit, and then he smashes the picture onto the clown. And then they stare down. Jericho says he hates clowns. And then they get friendly, and then as soon as they just tease a rivalry, they laugh with each other again, and then they celebrate they whip out Bubbly. All the heels come out, celebrate 30 years of Jericho, and then just like the fucking ending of SNL, the fucking credits roll on AEW, and it's credited. Everything is credited to Chris Jericho, and I thought
Excalibur is just like, oh, I didn't know Jericho was doing camera number 4.
Yeah, this was silly.
He's ambidextrous is what he is.
This was absolutely silly, but I was super into it. That whole credits roll scene, like,
yeah, definitely.
I thought that was hilarious. This episode like blew fucking by. You know,
yeah.
I thought this was a really great episode of Dynamite. If I were to say of all the great all-time Dynamites, I wouldn't put this on my top 5. Probably top 20.
It was definitely, I think it was definitely the, I guess I'll get to it in the end. But
I thought that really liked that Cody Brody Lee match. You know, it was
an exciting episode.
It was a very exciting episode filled with highlights. And next week is going to be even more stacked. Also, you got a title match. You got TNT and the world title being defended. You got the tag title defended. Like, they are treating this anniversary like a goddamn pay-per-view, which they should, because it's the anniversary. So yeah, Dynamite. This train just keeps on rolling, baby. I like the show a lot.
Let's keep the train rolling to Florida. We'll stay in Florida because
we have no choice but to stay in Florida.
NXT took place at the what are they calling this? The Capitol Wrestling Center now.
EWC.
The CWC, the Capitol Wrestling Center, and I mean,
Cruiserweight Classic.
It's a decent look. Well, yeah, they're basing it off the Capitol Wrestling Corporation, but they also base the Cruiserweight Classic kind of off of that too.
It's cages. It's more of that metal aesthetic that you'd grown to love.
Yeah.
NXT.
The lighting's better. I like the lighting. I like the stage setup. It looks good. I'm not gonna, they have this old school feel to it because even in big matches, the ring announcer's in the middle.
Hey, listen, when you're a show that only appeals to the 50+ audience, you have no choice but to go old school.
I remember I had to go.
Got Greg the Hammer Valentine though. He knows what he's watching.
He's like he's on that TV thing, those handheld TVs with the
You mean a portable television?
No, it's a handheld TV, Sonny. Anyways, Wade Barrett's actually here this week.
Unlike the stunt doubles from NXT Takeover. That's
okay. I have a theory about that. What if they were just like different announcers for different languages, and they were just there?
I mean, is it a coincidence that they have the same amount of men and same amount of women, which is just 2 men and 1 woman?
Because I think if there's stunt doubles, if there were stunt grannies there, they would have gotten.
Let's talk about NXT.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, get that bottle out of the shop.
I'm Hangman. I'm the Hangman Adam page of this.
Very middle of the road show. I feel like not a whole lot happened.
That's NXT for you. Well, good night, everybody.
But Tommaso Ciampa versus Kushida kicked off the show. So originally scheduled to start this show was the return of Ember Moon. It was actually advertised 15 minutes before this show kicked off. I got an email, NXT tonight, Ember Moon kicks off the show. And I'm like,
I got an email.
You guys have already told me that it was going to be Tommaso Ciampa versus Kushida starting the show. So now I'm just, okay, whatever. Anyway, so like I said, Ember Moon was originally scheduled to start, but these two men got into a locker room brawl backstage. So they have to continue it outside in the ring. They begin the match with some mat wrestling when Vic Joseph exclaims, "They're going back to what they were doing in the locker room." I'm like, why were they mat wrestling in the locker room?
Because that's the only way wrestlers know how to fight, or at least between those two. Like, I would punch you in the face, but really all I know how to do is this fucking wrist lock.
Kushida goes for a handstand springboard elbow to Ciampa, but Ciampa gets a drop kick right into Kushida's face. Ciampa gets the heat on the Cushman. Kushida fights back with the comeback stinted by Ciampa. Back from the break, Kushida is being beat down by Ciampa. Both men on the ring post. They both fall. Ciampa then staring at the announcer's table. That's when Vic Joseph, well, they're looking at us. Wade, oh, they're looking at you, mate, not me. Ciampa can't get the fairy tale ending locked in.
Absolutely perfect, Vic Joseph.
Uranagi to the ring post, transition to a German suplex to Ciampa. Kush looking for the armbar, but can't lock it in. Both men battling against the 10 count. To get up, battling back and forth with an exchange of strikes. Saito suplex to Kushida, followed by a kick out. Ciampa is then battling with Kushida, gets a hoverboard locked in on the Ciampa. Then all of a sudden, Neil Young's version of The Undertaker comes out to the ring and hits a double axe handle, but it's a double DQ, and it was a shit finish. It was the Velveteen Dream. But he was very, like I said, he looked very like Neil Young rock and roll meets The Undertaker, right? Am I wrong by saying that? You saw the show.
I feel like
he had the
purple that's the thing. I feel like he was just too lazy to remove his makeup from the prior takeover, and it's like, I'm just gonna look like this. I'm just gonna look like Doc Brown.
And he had a black cowboy hat on. I don't know.
Velveteen Dream is weird, Corey. Don't you understand it? Don't you get him? He's eccentric. He's the flamboyant one.
Well, he should dress like a blues brother then. I don't know. This is a good match, but it was seriously ruined by the finish.
So. Yeah, I mean, listen, they didn't want to beat either guy. This is what happened. Then don't book, and I get it. Don't book the match if you don't want to beat either guy. Tony Khan. Still talking about AEW.
I think it's gonna be a great match, and I think both men have a lot to offer. And we'll see.
That's not how Tony Khan sounds like. Anyway,
I was on a phone call with him. Okay,
I know. Yeah, and how did that go?
It was great. We had an exchange of words after the recorded one.
I call him TK. We're on an initial basis.
He calls me KS. I call him TK. You know, whatever. Let's move on to Ember Moon, making her return to making her
return since the Achilles tear that we ourselves had the misfortune of witnessing.
Yeah. So she said she was out for 14 months. She said
she said it was a career-ending injury. Is that?
Yeah, she did say that too.
Oh, hey, good on her. Good on her.
But she said she was in isolation for 14 months, even though we saw her.
She knew COVID before everybody else.
Even though we saw her got injured 12 months ago. I mean, I guess 2 months difference doesn't make anything. But she notices the changes here in NXT. She actually makes a joke saying, "Oh, I'm surprised they let me talk tonight because it's been so long." And she is ecstatic to be back. And why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't she? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Although her as a character, she's just like happy-go-lucky now.
Oh, that's my favorite WWE character. Someone who's just happy to be there, aka everybody.
I'm Drake Maverick. I'm happy to be here. Said she found clarity while riding her motorcycle throughout the country.
I mean, as you should.
And she said she also found Ember's Law, which I thought this was going to be like a real thing, but it's not. She just says, I could do whatever I want because I'm Ember Moon. Oh, okay. Is there a Corey's Law or a Michael's Law like that?
Yeah,
Like, is that
Michael's law is to completely shut out every terrible fucking promo that Ember Moon does from this point forward.
so? Then out comes Io Shirai because she said, well, basically Ember says, "Cause Mama wants some gold, baby." And Io Shirai comes out, and I know it sounds worse when I
Why
say
is
it.
everybody so fucking corny in this company? I swear to God.
Out comes Io Shirai, and then out comes Rhea Ripley, and then Rhea Ripley is attacked by Raquel and Dakota Kai, and William Regal comes out, and I feel like William Regal had just like a brain fart for a second because says, "No, this is not happening tonight. It looks like you want to fight, and you will face you tonight." I was like, "Did you forget their names for a second, Regal?" So, nonetheless, we move on. Drake Maverick, he's arriving to the arena, and he is extremely happy to be there. He's being asked why how he's teaming up with Killian Dane and how he feels about that. He says, "It's great. I've been trying to call him. We've been getting new music, wardrobe fitting." And that's when Dane walks up behind him and says, What are you doing? I'm not your tag team partner. You can't keep doing this, Drake." He says, "We're tag team partners. I'll see you out in the ring. We're in a match
Donkey!
against Everrise." "Oh, Drake, I will come and get your donkey." So,
Yeah, Shrek and Donkey. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, this could be fun. I don't know. They're doing something with each other.
Undisputed Era have a promo backstage. I actually, this is one that I forgot. I was supposed to go back and watch, but I unfortunately skipped over because I was doing stuff while it was going on.
Ranking it.
Did you catch what they said in this? I know Adam Cole was, what they talking Rich Holland taking him out.
Yes.
What do you think of this theory though, that Rich Holland, we find out later in the night. Well, I guess we'll get there later, but we'll see what happens with that. Everrise versus Killian Dane and Drake Maverick. So Dane throws Drake into the ring and he's super reluctant to make the tag. He's like, "Drake, if you want to tag me, just like, my hand's right here. Just tag me. I'm not going to reach out for you, whatever." And I think it's really funny because Matt Martell's beating down on Drake Maverick. He's yelling, "See, he doesn't even want to be your partner. He doesn't even want to be your partner." And Killian Dane's in the corner just like, "Yeah, no, I don't want to be your partner, Drake." He's right. So, I mean, it's pretty true. I don't know why they continue the storyline. Martel then slaps Dane for some reason to piss him off. Dane gets into the ring, knocks down Everrise, pulls Drake back towards the corner, tags himself in. Dane takes out both members of Everrise. Drake, for some reason, decides to tag himself back in, and Dane's livid at this point. Drake almost gets rolled up by Chase Parker. Dane goes for a pump kick on Chase, hits a power bomb, technically to Drake Maverick onto Chase Parker, but Drake Maverick gets the pin and the win.
Oh, good.
This wasn't that fun of a match, but it wasn't like a horrible technical. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they hit all their spots. It wasn't horrible, but
No time, honestly.
and that's how I felt like most of this episode was of NXT. It was a lot of time being filled. I mean, yeah. Drake is so excited, and what is up with this new fucking music? Did you hear this? It
I
was
mean,
like,
it's honestly like when it comes to music in NXT, it's just in through
it was like
the ear, out through the other, man.
it was stock music. Like, it had to have been stock music from some like royalty free music, because it was like some sort of like you think of like a kids movie, a live action kids movie, like a trailer that has some really bad music. That's their music. What the fuck? I'm sorry to get expletive in here, but it has to be
I
said.
think that ship has sailed, Corey.
Yeah. Well,
I
also
don't.
Killian Dane punches his partner because, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of this match?
Like I said, it passed time. They want to establish Killian Dane and Drake Maverick as this team. It's just like, is this what you want in your tag division? Just more dudes just being lumped with each other? Like, it's
Is Everrise are they just ever jobbers?
they're good. Like I mean, they obviously are like who they are because they're good at what they're doing. But
I think they're WWE's take on the Young Bucks. I feel that for some reason. I don't know why. Like, if they came out with more tassels, I wouldn't be surprised. Then we cut to a video package of Toni Storm in Cancun, Mexico. She reflects on her time being in WWE, and saying this has been her longest time off. But she goes, "This is she says, it's on purpose. Swear, it's not because of travel restrictions. It's all calculated." So
according to this bit of a breaking news, I'm still like going over this Hangman Adam Page that URL at the bottom of that press release, if you put AdamPageWrestling.com, it leads you to vote.gov.
Oh, that's funny. That's good. That's good. Go vote. If we didn't say that, we didn't say it enough. So then we have a Did You Know segment for NXT, talking about Johnny Gargano. But as you may know, here at City Wrestling Radio, I don't do that bull crap WWE Did You Know. I do my own Did You Know. Did you know, Michael, that only 3 people used to live in Cancun, Mexico at one point? It is true. In January 1970, there were only 3 people living in Cancun, Mexico, and they were caretakers of a coconut plantation. Today, this is a round resort that hosts over a whopping 700,000 residents due to its rapid development. Unsurprisingly, it's also one of the best value long-haul holiday destinations, so waste no time and checking out deals. Never mind. I copied and pasted too much. But that's weird.
Story of my life, Corey.
You
Story
learned.
Of my life.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Well, now did you know? Now you do. Keeping up with the Garganos is next. They're walking their dog. They both agree that Sunday it sucked. But they said having gold is inevitable. They arrive home and notice a 65-inch brand new TV in front of their house. And apparently it's from Indy Hartwell. Candace is super suspicious about this, but Johnny doesn't really care because he's a dude and dudes love their TVs.
That's true. It's a veritable fact that us men, you and me, Corey, we just love our televisions. Look at that. Look at this TV, you guys.
Right there. See, yeah. Sorry, I'm just gonna go hug it once we're done recording because I love it so much.
Turn the camera off, please, when you do that.
Anyways, no, because I got to talk about Austin Theory versus Leon Ruff.
No.
Well, Leon Ruff, he got some spots in on Austin Theory. I will say that. Got some hope spots, actually. Leon hit a near fall on Theory to start the match. Neck breaker to Leon, springboard clothesline. He had actually really good springboard clothesline to Austin Theory. Although he does, that spot that cruiserweights do where they bounce on the middle rope to the top rope.
Yeah,
Michael. Yeah,
I do.
He botched that, and I felt like Theory just said fuck it and hit his finisher, and he I think he yelled at him, "You were gonna lose anyways."
Fuck him.
So, in my mind, what I saw happened was somebody botched, and he says, "Fuck this! I'm gonna just take the pin and win.
I'll do it myself." He's like Thanos.
Yeah. After the match, Theory gets on the mic. He says, "This is what I can do when I have time to warm up." He goes, "This is a warning to everyone that Austin Theory is the future of NXT, and no one can do a damn thing to stop me." And then out comes your favorite wrestler and mine, probably a wrestler.
He's probably the best thing about NXT going on right now.
Honestly, until we hear otherwise, Dexter Lumis comes out to the ring.
Oh, what? Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah, no. Yeah. Dexter Lumis comes out, and they apparently have a match because apparently when you say that no one could stop me, that's an open challenge. I didn't know that.
Well, Austin Theory knows a thing or two about people. Never mind.
Yeah, he's gross. Let's see. Lumis comes down, beats down on Theory. They go back and forth. Lumis is down, and Theory's just being cocky as shit. Snapmare to a double stomp to Lumis. Spinebuster to Theory. Leaping monkey flip to Theory. And I'll be honest, Lumis ain't looking bad. He's looking.
He's not
good.
horrible. It's just fucking. What am I supposed to get the fuck out of this character? Exactly.
Yeah, apparently he's on Cameo, so
not anymore.
Oh yeah. Rolling drop kick to Lumis. Should we just buy one while we still can? Rolling drop kick to Lumis, but Lumis gets on his feet first, and Theory is just shocked. He's like, "You're on your feet first. Oh my god,
you landed."
We have the Cobra clutch slam to Theory, and the submission victory for Dexter Lumis. after the bell, and literally right after the bell, Cameron Grimes hits the cave in to Dexter Loomis. He says, "When I ask you a question, you answer, you freak." And actually,
Um,
I will say this: Cameron Grimes displayed a little bit more of a different side of his character in this brief little segment.
I always thought this was always what Cameron Grimes was all about. I
No,
guess
I
like
mean,
I
okay,
mean, yeah, no, I can definitely understand like him being a bit more aggressive and just,
not so comedic. It's more of like
okay.
when yeah,
I mean, the post match, the interview, that's,
yeah, they had to beat it into your fucking head. No, we didn't get there yet though. We have Mackenzie interviewing Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. They said they're gonna have a match tonight because it's scheduled and they have to go do that to make money because it's their job.
that's that classic Ric Flair promo when he just cut on Dusty Rhodes in the 80s.
Oh,
I'm gonna beat you because I'm here to make money and it's my job.
They told me I was
Woo!
gonna get the 3 count and woo, yeah. Then we have Cameron Grimes. He's being asked, goes, "Why did you attack Dexter Loomis?" And they, like I said, they have to fucking beat it in, like, because if you didn't get it before already, that when he told Dexter Loomis with the mic turned all the way up, um, he says, when I ask you a question, you answer. Dexter Loomis is a
For the
freak.
video package, I think.
But then he also did say, "I'm Cameron Grimes and I'm going to the moon."
Exactly what I want. I'm
That's
getting at him.
what the people want right there.
Giving the people what they want. Yes.
NXT Championship recap, or NXT Championship match recap. Finn, like I said, got his jaw fractured in 2
Did
places.
you notice in his X-rays he released on Instagram, he has like fillings?
Yeah.
On his teeth.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just always find that interesting when X-rays pick that up on people's mouths, i.e., mine.
Well, yeah, I have really messed up teeth.
I no comment.
Well, what
about your teeth?
Yeah, thank you. They're beautiful.
No, about my teeth as well.
They're
especially
like
my teeth.
Our teeth are like snowflakes. They're all beautiful in their own way. And another thing that was beautiful was that match. So, the NXT Championship match. But we move on to Ridge Holland. He's being interviewed as he arrives to the arena. So I had to go kind of re-watch this because I didn't hear what the fuck was being said. They go, Ridge Holland, you attacked Adam Cole. It's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm Ridge Holland. I'm gonna, yeah, all right, Ridge Holland." And I was just like, what did he say? And apparently, what happened was he was compensated for taking out Adam Cole. Now, it might be Rikishi. I don't know yet, or Triple H. No, because Triple H paid Rikishi. Never mind. It's Triple H. You can't be like me, Adam Cole. I am me, and I'm the game. But the theory of
someone in the back was probably doing that.
Fish and Strong, the ones to hire Ridge Holland to take out Adam Cole. What do you think of that?
Is that theory of like Fish and Strong just
Strong Fish?
I mean, like if you're gonna do that, like, I mean, listen, I can't speculate that on anymore because considering the condition of what Ridge Holland is right now, like it's it's hard to speculate once that happened. So, but as far as that potential theory, not a great one, not that exciting. So like, it seemed like Ridge Holland was just sort of shoehorned into this. Like he's a guy they definitely want to push. Like, do they just want to wedge him into this whole Undisputed Era thing? I
mean,
I'm not buying it.
Pat McAfee, right? Right?
Maybe. I mean he kind of looks like him.
That's kind of what I. Oh yeah, I hired my English cousin to come and take you out. No, but Ridge Holland, his character is established now. He's a hitman, right? He's a hitman on the roster. He will take somebody out for you if you pay him. So I would like to see some more of that because I love that dynamic of him being hired. He might be a face, he might be a heel, but he's just there to make his money. So I think it's pretty cool. We cut to Damian Priest with Mackenzie. She's asking about his after party. I don't know why. She's just, let's talk about you and your after parties. Oh, Mackenzie, it was great. We had a lot of stuff. I don't know.
We had a pool. I had my leather pants on, so you know what I had to do.
He says when I said I will live forever, I was not kidding. when I beat Gargano, I burge his name onto this title, which like that's fucking dramatic, dude. Did you do that after you were getting drunk in the pool with your leather pants? Then he asked Mackenzie, goes, "What's next for my title, Mackenzie?" She goes, "I don't know." He goes, "Oh,
40.
well, they're ready to receive a reckoning." Okay,
Cool.
thank you, Mr.
Thanks.
Damian Priest.
Thanks, Damian
Appreciate it.
Priest.
Then we have Ridge Holland versus Danny Burch. This was a match. It was a pretty good match, actually. Back and forth strikes between the two. Middle turnbuckle drop kick to Ridge Holland. Ridge hits his finisher and win. Although the story of this was after the match. So after the match, Burch Burch
who won?
slaps Holland. Holland, he got the pin on Burch.
Okay.
Burch gets up, slaps off the hat off Ridge Holland's head, and he beats down
Off
on
the
Danny
iconic
Burch.
hat.
Out comes Oni Lorcan to help his partner. They brawl for a good like 2 minutes back and forth. And it was actually, well, I'll get there because what they showed was him coming down, Oni Lorcan coming down.
Tony Lorcan, he dives to the outside and Ridge Holland catches him, but as soon as he makes contact with Oni Lorcan, his it's like his leg psycho-sitted. Like his ankle like just fell at a really it just got twisted real bad. Like there's
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I saw him being carted off and I'm just like, why did he get he's being carted
because
off
his ankle got super fucked by the dive from Oni Lorcan. And it looked really bad. It looked really bad. Like
I guess
the fact that he had to get carted off, it was bad.
It was on it was per Brian Rose on figure4online.com after defeating Danny Burch.
It's a rough one, and it's a tough one for Ridge Holland. He's in the middle of this. He's at the forefront of this major angle with the Undisputed Era, and then for this to happen, it sucks. Wish him the best. Another injury,
his ankle. Sometimes ankles can be wobbly. Maybe it was a severe.
He had to be carted off though, like football style, man. That does not look good. If he tried, they probably tried to put pressure on it and
precautions. I don't know.
Yes, yeah.
Let's rewind just a second. Candace and Johnny, they are watching their new TV, and there is a USB drive attached with the TV. It's also from Indy Hartwell, and it had spotlight footage of her for some reason helping Candice LeRae during the Women's Battle Royal a few weeks ago. So, I mean, if they really meant to do that, cool. Or I don't know. Maybe I don't know. What if there was just some weird spots where they were like, Indy, why do you look so weird in that spot right there? She's like, I don't know. I'm sorry. Well, don't do that. Fuck. Now we have to work a storyline into it. Okay. Sorry. I don't know. It was weird, right?
Yeah, no, that's kind of how I feel about most things involving Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano. I was like, yeah,
maybe
okay,
a tag team.
Yeah, weird.
Candice and Indy versus Nia and Shayna. I don't know. But every time I think of the NXT women getting a shot at those tag titles, I'm just reminded, no. Yeah, Thatcher's Thatch Can Wrestling is back. It was closed. It was closed for a few weeks for cleaning. He says, life grinds you down until you quit. So when you see the opportunity and it presents itself, strike first. And he gets this guy.
No retreat, no surrender.
Yeah. He says, life is going to grind you down and it'll tell you to quit, but I'll be damned if I'll let that do it to me. I was like, damn, it's pretty good. It's pretty good to think about.
Oh, he didn't mention this on the news, but did you hear that Glow got canceled?
Yeah.
Yeah. Season 4, they're not weren't they getting ready for like a
I heard I heard a whole thing though about Netflix though. You heard this though about Netflix, how a lot of them, most shows don't make it to a second season because they make most of their money in the first season, and
that's weird. You would think that second season that's it for Glow, I guess, unless somebody else picks it up, like a Hulu or something else,
or AEW. Glow to AEW. What? That could be their new hour. AEW presents Glow. I'm kidding. We talked about Ridge Holland being carted off. Then we go to Shotzi Blackheart versus Xia Li. We also didn't talk about
Halloween Havoc host.
Yeah, because she's so ballsy.
I like horror. You want to watch horror movies with me? It's awesome.
So
Hey, everybody.
I love Shotzi. Don't get me wrong. At the same time, she's got to stop talking to the camera so
He needs to
much.
stop talking. No.
She's just like, "What's up, Halloween Havoc? We're gonna be there. I'm hosting. Yeah,
Kind
I'm
of cringe.
Shotzi.
Kind of cringe,
Welcome
dude.
to the ball pit."
I'm sure she's a really nice person when she's not too busy fucking going to social gatherings and fucking Florida all over IG stories, but
Sorry, Dad.
she's kind of cringe, dude. I don't know.
You know,
If she's happy, that's cool. I guess.
she's happy, and she's also taking her character to the next level. And the WWE likes it. You know, they're making her the host of Halloween Havoc. You know, Booker T
What
says
is that? What is Halloween Havoc? Is it just another takeover?
No, I think it's a
It's a
special.
special, right?
Yeah, it's like the Great American Bash, because WCW named pay-per-views don't get to be takeovers. Come on, that's only reserved for in your house.
Clearly.
Come
Clearly.
on. So she's taking on Xia Li. Lee comes out, and for some reason she has like this. I guess her shirt. It was like tucked into her gear to show off.
Yeah,
her
that was weird.
And
I
she
saw
says,
that.
she yells at this camera, "Come on, too spicy."
Too spicy.
So
Jay White.
Okay. So cool. So drop kick to Xia Li, strikes Xia. Xia fights back, roundhouse to Shotzi. Xia planted on the mat off the top rope. Falling senton pin win. This match sucked. What am I gonna say?
I mean, the main point of this match was the post match where you got what's his name?
Boa.
Cool
Boa,
name.
for some reason, coming out to the ring and handing Xia Li a letter written either Mandarin or Cantonese. I couldn't figure it out which dialect it was because I don't speak it or write it.
Oh, great. A China faction. How do you feel about this, Corey?
Well, I don't know what the fuck it is. Is it a
We
family
don't know.
thing?
We really don't know. But
Is it
the
like
implications can be
El
dire.
Legado del Fantasma type style? Like, you know, by the way,
Do they have enough Asians in the roster? Like, didn't they like lay off a bunch of them, or they still got Boa, they still got Xia, and whatever, man.
who was that guy that they recruited that was like 10 feet tall from China?
The fucking doorman from Raw Underground.
No, he wasn't Chinese. Anyways, yeah, so that was really weird. I don't know what's gonna happen from it. I guess stay tuned, because Xia Li and Boa are
I'm very excited, Corey.
talking over a letter, legal issues. Next we have the main event of the evening: Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez versus Rhea Ripley and Ember Moon. And
The biker chicks.
Of course, Ember Moon has new bad music, and I'm gonna point it out every
What can
time.
I say, man? They don't have CFO anymore.
Yeah, and they want to erase every Jim Johnston and CFO from history. So,
Is there a T in Jim Johnson?
What?
Is there a T in that guy's name?
I
You
thought it
said
was
Jim Johnston. Now I have
Isn't
to
Jim
look.
Johnston?
You keep going.
We'll look it up. So Ember and Kai start the match. They go back and forth. Kai tags out.
There is a T. Go on.
Ember botches a roll-up attempt. Rhea takes out both Kai and Raquel. Coming back from break, Raquel hits the big boot. Or sorry, going into break, Raquel hits the big boot on Rhea. We come back from break. She's still beating down on Rhea Ripley. Rhea, though, so Rhea gets locked in a modified standing surfboard. It's the only way I could call it, by Raquel. Raquel, though, I will say that she looked pretty decent in this match. Raquel Gonzalez. So
yeah, I mean, she was booked to be the powerhouse. Be the powerhouse.
Hot tag to Ember, reverse Uranagi to Raquel by Ember, code breaker to Dakota Kai by Ember, pump kick to Ember by Kai, pump kick power slam combo to Ember by both heels, a front falling face buster to Dakota Kai. Then we have a backcracker destroyer, which I guess she calls the chiropractor, to Rhea Ripley. Dakota Kai hits a rolling punch to Dakota Kai by Ember. Rhea and Raquel fall to the outside. Then Ember hits this really kind of messy looking pop-up power bomb to Dakota Kai. And Ember goes on the top rope, gets distracted by Raquel. Rhea gets Raquel on her shoulders. Kai nudges the two powerhouse women into the the commentators area, and we get the Eclipse, which I miss because the Eclipse does always look really good. Although I felt like she almost missed Dakota Kai, and I don't know how to feel about. Oh, so Ember Moon gets the pin in the win. I don't know how to
Good
feel about
showing.
this match.
Good showing. I thought
You
like
think
Ember.
there was a
Welcome. I mean,
couple?
like, listen. The lady hasn't wrestled in 14 months in
Yeah,
quarantine.
yeah.
um,
Isolation.
you could definitely like see that. You can definitely see her being nervous. It's a fucking live television. Like, there could be like some rust in there, but I thought, for the most part, she seemed pretty good. Like, it's amazing she's here in the first place. Now that Achilles tear is just no joke, especially doing it during a fucking 24/7 segment. That's got to be a heartbreaker. So I'm glad she's able to at least get back in the ring for at least this one note instead of ending it on a 24/7 segment on Raw in front of us, you,
She didn't
me.
end it on this note. She just continued it on this note. But I see what you're saying. But yeah, no, that was NXT.
What do you think of the show? Said you didn't really like it.
It was a spot filler.
That's very stagnant. This is NXT,
Look,
man.
they
It is not the NXT that when we started on the B show.
No.
But then again, AEW didn't exist when we started the B show, so
Yeah.
just the lay of the land,
nonetheless,
man.
I don't know. It's just they kicked. Ember Moon was supposed to kick off the show, and then I feel like the only reason why they put Kushida versus Tommaso Ciampa to start the show was because it was supposed to be Brian Cage versus Will Hobbs FTW title. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
I
then
do.
and then they moved it there, and you don't get a finish. So what the fuck?
What the fuck, indeed, Corey?
Being the Elite. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't. I need to catch up. But why, you didn't like it? Or what?
No,
like
I
it?
loved it. John Silver, man. Oh my god.
Okay. All right. I'll be Brian Alvarez if you want to run this down.
No, I just the only segment that sticks out is when
John Silver just being John Silver.
No, 10 was weightlifting, and John Silver being John Silver. It's just, oh, look at those titties. I want to get milk from those titties.
So it's just him being just really just eye fucking
and,
people.
And he's like going up to 10, like literally this close to sucking on his nipples. And Brody walks in, and he's like, literally, what the hell are you doing, dude?
Like he breaks character just saying, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah, like he was he was no, seriously, what are you doing? He was like, I was trying to get milk from them titties.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Of course. I need to watch this now. I need to watch that nipple sucking segment.
Like, even before you upload this, you might need to watch that, or watch it while it uploads. Because
I might have to. Yeah.
We're here every week, every Wednesday night, Thursday morning, or Friday, whenever you watch us.
As long as you're watching.
Yeah, click
lady
the
and
bell.
Gentleman.
Click the bell down there. Click subscribe. Follow us every week. Watch me and Jose recap the retro heat and retro pay-per-views as they happen, 22 years as they happen later. And don't forget to tune in this Monday night to the WWE Draft Special, where me and the main roster mate, Jose Oseguera, I mentioned him a lot.
Really hyping him up. Yeah, I hope he doesn't disappoint.
Oh, he never does. He never does. He always brings it. He brings the heat, the controversial takes, and oh yeah, the hot takes.
No shortage of that stuff around this show.
But guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe at City Wrestling Radio and at CWR415. I forgot to tell you about the store. Go buy stuff. The link's down below.
Give us money. There's a G1 show tonight.
Money, please.
I'll just read it out loud. You got the G1 Block A. Got Toriano versus ZSJ. Haruki Goto versus Yoshihashi. I'm gonna watch that. Juice Robinson versus Tetsuya Naito.
Wait, Yoshihashi versus that's B Block.
I'm sorry, B Block.
Okay.
I misspoke. Juice Robinson versus Tetsuya Naito. Sanada versus Kenta, and then the main event, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Evil. That should be a good show. Haruki Goto versus Yoshihashi. That could be a sleeper.
Yeah, it should be good.
I winked at the camera like 5 times throughout this entire show. Send us the time codes, and you might win a prize every time I do a wink. That's a good like incentive.
Yeah.
Send us time codes of every time Michael either adjusts his hair or winks. Give give you something cool. We'll give you a sticker.
Sticker. There's a sticker. I'm like a untrained wrestler who won their first title. Like,
Yeah.
yes, my title right here. Do you see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Upside down.
Yeah. It's a great way to end the show, Corey.
Guys, check us out at CWR415, at City Wrestling Radio, and we'll see you later. Goodbye.
Bow, 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 bow.